I've talked often this morning about the contradictions in Iran, and that's especially true when it comes to women. They are highly educated here and in many cases extremely outspoken, and yet they still don't have equal rights with men. NBC's veteran Middle East correspondent Richard Engel is here now, and he's taken a look at the lives of women in Iraq, what they face, and perhaps what they face in the future. Richard, good morning to you.
It's good to be here with you. I think a lot of people have the impression that women in this country are repressed, they just stay at home, but in fact they have more rights than in some of the neighboring Arab countries. This, of course, is a Persian country, not Arab, and women here can vote, drive, hold public office. They certainly don't just stay at home.
At Fire Station 400 outside Tehran, women do all the work. Suiting up, loading up, responding to a fire a day. 11 women on 24-hour shifts in the Middle East's only female fire brigade.
You do everything the same as the men, no difference?
Yeah, no difference. In every mission, it's the same as men. Because of this, I think that we are so special, so maybe powerful.
Maybe. Since this spring, Iranian authorities detained thousands of women for violating Iran's Islamic dress code, wearing too much makeup, or letting hair slip out from under their veils. But the morality campaign isn't stopping women like 22-year-old Sama Pouria. She was arrested, her crime showing too much ankle. If they tell us to wear white, we'll wear black, she says.
Do you feel comfortable walking around?
27-year-old Layla Hoda says the West has to look beyond the veil, and that many Iranian women already are.
In the West, people have this, stereotypical vision of women in Tehran, that they're always in their houses.
You don't fit that image.
Well, of course I don't, because they think you cover your faces and you don't come out. People actually ask me, can you drive in Tehran? Of course not. You have women taxi drivers in Tehran.
And walking in Tehran, you quickly notice something odd. The bandages everywhere. Iran is a nose-job nation. Plastic surgery clinics are packed with girls 18 to 25 and the occasional man. Bida Fasihi is still exhausted 48 hours after surgery. 6 of her best friends had nose jobs and says Iran's Islamic dress actually, unwittingly, encourages it.
The only part of the body we can show is our face. So the Iranian girls do whatever they can do to make it perfect.
But there are still places where women are officially segregated, like on Tehran's public buses, where women, by law, have to sit in the back.
Zoreh Vatanka isn't sitting in the back of any bus. She's Iran's champion rally car driver. Of her last 40 races against men, she's placed in the top 3 every time. When I started this job, she says, the men would laugh at me. They don't laugh anymore. Just one of many women here testing the limits of the Islamic Republic.
It has recently gotten more difficult for women in this country, and just recently Iran passed a law making it more easy for men to marry a second wife and more difficult for women to seek a divorce. So they still have a long way to go, Matt.
And you talked about women and men riding separately, women in the back of a bus, and we have heard some women talk here about the fact that they do that also by choice, because when they ride together...
It's a crowded country, it's a poor country, they don't like to, there's some sexual harassment, they prefer to be separated.
Also something I've heard here, and something I've read in a lot of the information, is that although women here are repressed by the government and in terms of religious leaders, that some of those leaders are also in some ways afraid of the women here. Can you explain that?
We've heard that from women that we've spoke to, that women are a very dynamic sector of society. For a long time they were just put in the universities as some place to stick them, so to speak, but now you have a whole class of educated women who are demanding their rights.
Richard Engel, always good to have you with us. Thanks very much. By the way, we thought this was going to be the first day of Ramadan, but there needs to be a moon at night that the Supreme Leader can see. Last night was a moonless night, so Ramadan didn't begin today. They'll try again tonight.